Alrighty, people. How you doing? How you living? How you feeling? Hopefully you've had a good start to your fantasy playoffs here. Semi-final week for most of us, at least. I know some people have like these 2 week, finals or whatever. But we do appreciate you for being here with us. Obviously, we just had 2 games finish and conclude. Some good, some bad. And Tank Dell with a devastating injury, another one. Yeah, that's I don't really know what the long-term implications are of that. I mean, that might put the Texans in a situation where they need to draft wide receiver this year.
Yeah, I think so as well. Thinking about it, I mean, broke his leg last year at the end of the season, and then they get Stephon Diggs, breaks his leg at the end of this year. Stephon Diggs tears his ACL. Tank Dell, dislocated kneecap.
Yeah.
If the season were to potentially end today, they have the 22nd pick in the NFL draft in the first round. I mean, you've been kind of seeing a lot of these wide receivers, or the wide receivers that you like going in the end of the first round, maybe the Luther Burdens, the Mika and Bukas. So that's going to be an interesting thing for someone like Tank Dell, which sucks.
Yeah, I agree. So let's just quickly recap these games and talk about what's happened. So essentially, for the Texans side of the ball here in the Chiefs game, CJ had a fine game. If you're in a Superflex league, you probably had him as your quarterback too. Joe Mixon was good. He looked good. They just didn't have enough opportunities. They just didn't focus on him enough. It felt like they were constantly thinking, well, Mahomes on the other side, instead of just actually getting smart, sustainable drives. So that was really frustrating for Joe Mixon. If you started Tank Dell, congratulations. If you started Nico Collins, 13 points, not what you were hoping for, from a guy who's been your savior for most of the season. So I'd say all around pretty disappointing, unless you started Dalton Schultz or Tank Dell. I think you're pretty disappointed with this performance. And I hate when you have a disappointing performance on like a game before Sunday. It's the worst. Then for the Kansas City Chiefs, Kareem Hunt, we've been encouraging people not to play Pacheco. He's been on multiple bust videos in back-to-back weeks. We've been not understanding why people are valuing him so high since he came back from that gruesome injury. And yeah, he just continues to be a bust. So hopefully you weren't reliant on him. Xavier Worthy scores a touchdown. Maybe you played him, maybe you didn't. I'm not sure. But that's pretty much it for that game. There's not much else to talk about. As far as the game that we just watched, for the Steelers, Russell Wilson had a pretty decent game. I think better than anyone anticipated, considering there was no George Pickens. Najee was a bust for sure. I think he ended up with, if I'm not mistaken, he had no targets. So he ended up with about 2.7 points. Jaylen Warren was the one more needed, especially considering the game script in this one. The only player that I think people would have started on this team would have been Najee Harris, and I think they would be pretty disappointed with it. And then as far as the Ravens go, Lamar Jackson has a 3-touchdown game. He was great. Derrick Henry was fantastic. He looked like prime Derrick Henry. It was so fun to watch. Unfortunately, they couldn't get him into the end zone. He still got over 20 PPR points. But, man, I was really hoping myself that he was going to get into the end zone because in the Flock League, I have both Mixon and Henry. So it was kind of an up and down morning over here, or afternoon for you guys.
I mean, you should have just heard it. He was yelling that Derrick Henry didn't get that last touchdown. He was like, no. And then it kicked the field goal. He was pissed off.
Yeah, well, it's 4th and 1 against the Steelers, and you're up 2 touchdowns. You're not gonna go for it on 4th and 1. I thought that was weak sauce.
You just kicked the field goal there.
Zay Flowers had 100 yards, 5 catches. Mark Andrews got into the end zone. Isaiah Likely got into the end zone. Derrick Henry literally carried this team into the red zone every single time, and then they decided not to give him a touchdown. It was awesome. But that's a good recap of these games. Hopefully, whatever you wanted to have happen for you. Overall, I'm neutral. I definitely don't think today lost me the matchup I'm in, but I don't think it helped me either. If the way I look at it, about 15 points from Mixon and Henry combined, it's not going to win my week. It's not going to lose my week. It'll come down to everybody else. for me.
Yeah.
But I do appreciate you guys being here with us. Do us a favor, hit that like button and show some love. Here's what you need to know. All right, the big three. You ready for this? The big three. Number one.
The big three.
This is the last stream we will do for the entire season. This is the last stream. This is the last stream of the year. Okay.
Yeah.
So, and that reason is because we take 2 weeks off each year, and that is New Year, Christmas and New Year's. So again, this is the last stream. We will not make content next week. It's over. All right. This is it. So if you want a question, now is the time to get your questions in. Now, there's second thing that you need to know is if you want to prioritize your question, you can do that through our website. All right. I put a link in the chat there for you. It's also the pinned comment. No obligation to do so, but every time we stream, we will go to those questions first. All right, so these questions here on the website will be the first ones that we address. Once we're done here, the third thing you need to know is that we will come over to YouTube. But of course, if you want to prioritize these questions, the Flock Fantasy website is the best place to do that. And if you haven't created a free account yet, you can get one with the promo code LAND, LAND. So when you head over there, make sure you use our promo code to get some of the My Team, Expert Consensus Rankings, and Calculator tools for free. All right. Let's get straight to it, shall we?
Yeah, let's do it. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for being patient.
Appreciate Brixie being in the chat, by the way. This is one of our best mates. So I just want to quickly give him some love. He said, should I start Tank Bigsby or Rashawn Johnson? I would rather not answer that question. Actually, I go Tank Bigsby, but I
go Tank Bigsby as well. Don't like it, but good luck.
Yeah, let's get to these questions. Appreciate you. Like goal today is 50 likes. Last stream of the year. Do us a favor, hit that like button, show some love. Tony is the first one here. He says, stumbled into the playoffs, lucky round 1, need a miracle round 2. He's starting Jaden Daniels. At running back, he has a lot of great options here. I think for you and I, Kenneth Walker stands out, even though it's a bad matchup.
Agreed.
And then I would say between Tyrone and Ramondre, it's going to be close. I think I might lean Tyrone. Where would you lean here?
Yeah. I lean Tyrone as well. I feel comfortable going there. Drizzy, Jamar Chase, TJ Hawkinson there. At the flex option, I see names like Marvin Harrison, where I would go, and then I think I would go Ramondre Stevenson there.
Yeah, Marvin's been really unreliable, but I agree he's probably your best option. And then you said Ramondre, and I think that makes sense based off of the options that he has given to him. So appreciate you, man. Don't worry about a lucky round 1. All you need is to be lucky twice now in a row, and you're champion. What's up, Seth Keegan is the next question. It's a 1 quarterback, 10 team start 7. He started Lamar tonight. Good start. Bucky Irving, Devon Achane at wide receiver. For me, this is going to be Juwan Jennings and Devonta Smith. And then at the flex spot, I would probably go ahead and put Jordan Addison there. Don't think Shakir's going to be that needed myself in this game versus New England, so that's kind of where my decision lies personally.
Yeah, no. Is there any update on that weather for that game? Is it still going to be pretty crazy? Because I think I would be waiting on that weather.
For which game, remind me?
Seahawks, Vikings, right?
93% chance of rain, so it should rain based off of current expectations. Although there is no longer a snow game projected for the Saints, but
yeah, it did snow like 2 days ago. Apparently, Steve said.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, I personally would go Shakira if the rain is pretty significant. Obviously, you will technically have time to understand what that game is going to look like. You're going to be watching the preview to that Vikings-Seahawks game as that first slate of games come on, because the Bills play in the second half at that 4:25 slate game for you. So I personally would go Shakira, but I can understand you wanting to go Jordan Addison.
Yeah, on a heater, I get it both ways. Glide27 is our next guy here with the website. Says 1 quarterback, 8 teams start 7. We're going to start DJ Moore there, along with Devontae Adams, Trey McBride, and then in the flex spot, for me, this is Bucky Irving. Don't know where you stand there. You agree with me?
I'm there with you, Bucky. Yeah, let's go there.
Yeah, I think he's a must
with
start.
Bucky.
All right, moving on with Michael Donatucci, which sounds like it could be a Ninja Turtle.
Donatucci, appreciate you.
Started Herbert already.
Yeah, not bad. I don't think.
Hmm. Bucky,
The run.
Aaron Jones.
Yes, Bucky, Aaron Jones, Jamar Chase, Drizzy, David Njoku, which he probably is not going to play,
So
if I'm
hopefully
not
they started
mistaken.
Pat.
I don't think there's any update on David Njoku. I think he's questionable if I remember correctly. And then in the flex option, this is where I would go. Guess I'll just go Brees Hall there.
Yeah, between Brees and Shakir, it's interesting.
Yeah.
I think Shakir is a safer floor, oddly enough.
That's what I was about to say. If you need high upside, you go Shakira. But the floor, I would. There's an argument like Zach just said. The floor is safer with Shakira.
I mean, if
hell,
Brees Hall doesn't get a touchdown last week, he has like 7 points.
Yeah, you're right.
I think Shakir is a safer play, but I do think Brees Hall has, he's a name that you have a lot of confidence in.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I understand that. Let's go there.
All right,
Spider
appreciate you,
Mike.
Michael.
Spider Mike is the next one here. Kyler Murray, Baker Mayfield. At the running backs, I think James Conner, and then I want to go Kenneth Walker here. You have some good options, but let's go Kenneth Walker. Lad, Puka, Amon-Ra, Dalton. Yeah, go Dalton. Unlucky.
I'd
Nico.
rather start a lot of names than Dalton. Personally,
I guess
I'll
this
read them
depends on
out
who's
for you.
available. Yeah,
I'll read
it just
them out
depends on
for
who's
you in
available.
case they are available. So, for example, I'd rather play Jake Ferguson. I'd rather play Brenton Strange. I'd rather play Hunter Henry, Zach Ertz if he plays, Tucker Kraft. I mean, there's a huge list here.
Yeah, he just
had
doesn't have
Dalton
much
Schultz
options.
ranked ahead of him before today, but that doesn't matter now. You can't make that change anyway. Yeah.
Because this is a 12-team dynasty, so I'm assuming whatever's
fair.
here is here, which is unfortunate.
That's a fair point.
And at the flex position there, wow, you have DJ Moore and T Higgins.
Can't sit T.
And you already started Nico.
Yeah. I can't sit T Higgins, I don't think so.
Yeah, I think it's really close for DJ Moore and T. I'm happy with whichever one you start. I feel like DJ Moore is going to be needed a little bit more against the Lions, where I could potentially see this Bengals game just getting out of control early.
Yeah.
So I would just go DJ Moore with my expectations of that game, and that he's going to be needed.
Sure. I think you can make that case. T's been, when he's been healthy, I just think he's been the far better asset, but I get it from a safety perspective. Michael's back, or this is a different Michael. Yeah, a lot of Michaels today. Shout out to the Michaels. Dynasty 2 quarterback. He's got Bucky at running back 2. This is where things get interesting. So, Kendre Miller, we know he'll be the starter. Jamal might get work. Amir Abdullah in a fantastic matchup, or Patrick Taylor on the far superior offense. I think the answer is Patrick Taylor.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think for me, it's between Patrick Taylor and Amir. I don't want to start Kendre because of the matchup. I would say you play this by ear leading up to kickoff. I like the the Raiders matchup. I think they're going to have the up against the Jacks potentially. I think they could be potentially running the ball a lot.
I hope so.
Yeah, I hope so as well. I need the Raiders to win this week. Anyways, but that's where I would go. I would go Patrick Taylor with you, but I need to see it all the way up until kickoff, and if not, I'm happy to switch it to Amir.
All right, we're on the same page there. Of course, if a report comes out that, where they say, hey, Patrick Taylor is going to be splitting opportunities, I think you go Amir. But assuming that report doesn't come out, I'm going to go Pat Taylor there. Good luck. Trey101 says who to flex: Tracy, D-Hop, Miller, Thielen, and Taylor. So started Lamar. He's got Gibbs, Jacobs, Adams, Evans, Hawkinson. And in the flex, he's asking between Thielen, Tracy, D-Hop, Miller, Taylor. Well, hopefully he didn't play D-Hop because he played today. I think this is Adam Thielen for me. Of all the names, I think I'm still going Adam Thielen.
Yeah.
And by the way, it was good to see Marquise Brown out there.
Yeah.
And he was involved. He ended up with 8 targets, caught 5 of them for 45 yards. and he definitely didn't play like his normal snap load that he would once he's fully healthy. So it's cool to see. But yeah, it's Adam Thielen for me.
Yeah, I'm there with you. Let's go there.
All right,
Nickel pickle.
I'll give you a nickel to tickle your pickle.
Oh, okay, yo, let's do that. Number 1 seed in first year can't decide the lineup this week. Okay, so you got Brock Purdy, Kyren Williams, Saquon at the wide receiver position. I see the names like Malik Nabers, T. Higgins. You're starting George Kittle, and then at the flex option, I think this is either going to be between Kenneth Walker or Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, Kenneth's a safer floor. I think Tyreek's your higher upside. And I think in this matchup versus Minnesota, I might lean to sit Ken. It's a tough matchup. Let me get an update for you guys with our sources here. Minnesota this year, through 15 weeks, they are the 6th worst matchup. So, could be worse, but definitely could be better. Not something you target.
I think in this scenario, if you need a high upside play, I'll go Tyreek.
Yeah,
like Zach said, Kenneth Walker does give you that safe floor. Coming off an injury in a rain game that might either affect it, maybe just stack the box and there's less throwing opportunities.
And Tyreek might not play with the wrist. He's currently questionable. So if that happens, then go Ken Walker.
Yeah.
Big E here. Go ahead with Big E.
He said need a flex and wide receiver 2 in semis. Need a flex and wide receiver 2. Okay, so you're starting AJ Brown and Jordan Addison. Let's see some other options that you have. Marvin Harrison Jr. and Jalen Waddle. I think once again, leading up to this game, if weather is significant, well, the Cardinals play in the first slate. I'm actually just going to go Marvin Harrison Jr.
over Addison.
Yeah, I think that may sound crazy, but like if I'm really thinking about this weather, I'm just not sure if you can start him. Not saying start him, like I want to start him, like I want to.
Yeah.
But like if the weather is like crazy, raining sideways, the only thing you can get is, you know, you can only do screen passes or behind the screen, screen passes or quick outs. I'm not sure if there's going to be much opportunity there for him. One
thing they mentioned is a light breeze will blow diagonally. That is something that doesn't scare me as much. A light breeze. If it was if it was rain combined with heavy winds, I'd agree.
Yeah.
But a light breeze doesn't worry me too much. And, I don't know if you guys remember, but Sam Darnold, all the way back to when he was a prospect out of USC, his pro day, they talked about this on Sunday Night Football, I think, recently. His pro day, or Monday Night Football, sorry. He threw in the rain where most people would not. Most people would just can their pro day and reschedule. So he's comfortable throwing in the rain. My issue with Marvin is just like I don't anticipate him busting. I think he'll be fine. However, he has been terrible. It's 3 out of his last 4 games have been busts. So it's tough to rely on right now. I mean, McBride and Kyler are definitely in sync. We can't say the same thing about Ole Mate here. So I'm going to still lean Addison, but I definitely understand where you're coming from. The Cowboys we'll play Rico.
They play the Bucks. Yeah. They play the Bucks on Monday night or Sunday night. Yeah.
But you hear both sides of the story here. So whatever you agree with the most. By the way, appreciate y'all for being here with us. Do us a favor, hit that like button to show some love. We got a like goal today of 50 likes. This is our last stream of the year. If you want to prioritize your questions, now's your last chance to do it. We will put that link in the chat, and it's also in the pinned comment to prioritize your questions through the website. We'll come over to YouTube once the website questions are done. S. Felder here says, need an RB2 and a flex. Also have Patrick Taylor. So Lamar Jackson, RB2. I think we're both going to go Ramondre here. Tyreek, Jameson, Puka, Laporta, and your flex option. He says he also has Patrick Taylor. I think I'd start Patrick Taylor here over all these other names.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, okay. So I'm just going to put Kendre Miller there, but he will be sent a time code. Everybody who submits a question through the website, they get a time code to exactly when we answer their question, and he'll hear us say, we want that to be Patrick Taylor. Go ahead with Stinky Nerd.
He said, got to outscore opponent by 12 or I'm out of playoffs. Okay, so You started Derrick Henry, Joe Mixon, Mike Evans, Jamar Chase, Trey McBride, and Drake London, and it's either
Wow.
Kyler Murray or Jaden Daniels.
So what do you think about quarterback first?
I think if you need high upside, I feel like the goal technically has to be Jaden Daniels, but he also has one of the tougher matchups.
He does.
Um,
It's actually the worst matchup in fantasy football right now, but I do think he is your more reliable start at this point.
yeah, that's how I feel. Kyler Murray, obviously, he's been doing all right, but hasn't been going too crazy. If you need to outscore your opponent and you need the high upside, Jaden Daniels is technically still that answer.
So I was going to say, Stinky Nerd, I can relate to you a lot because today was probably a whirlwind of emotion for you. I have Joe Mixon and Derrick Henry as well. They're in the Flock League. And Joe Mixon, it was about as bad as it could get. Not his fault. They didn't give him enough opportunities. Derrick Henry looked incredible, but he could have had 3 touchdowns. Instead, he has 0. And then I also have Mike Evans. I also have Trey McBride. So I think our fates will be very aligned here this week. As far as Drake London goes with Michael Penix, I do lower expectations, but I still think he's your best option there, given the options that you have. So good luck, Stinky Nerd. Buckman Adam is next. Can't decide between Bucky or Terry for the flex. All right, so he didn't submit it properly. We can still answer the question, but basically, guys, when you go to a website, it's probably best to link your league first. That's going to make your life a lot easier. Sleeper, ESPN, Yahoo, you can link your league there with the My Team feature. And if you don't have an account yet, you can sign up for one for free with the promo code LAND, L-A-N-D. And once you link your team, it'll automatically link your starting lineup, your settings for you. All you have to do is tell us who's locked in. For example, I'll bring up my team, and then tell us who you're considering at every position, right? But let's just answer the question as if this is a super chat. So we can't actually submit anything. There's no players attached. But between Bucky or Terry, who are you flexing there?
If you need a safe floor, is Bucky. If you need high upside, I think it could be Terry. I've been saying you should be starting Terry this week. I know a lot of people have been saying, the last time they played, he only had a target and 2 points. That's my answer. Safe floor, you go Bucky Irving. High upside, you go Terry. This is a 10-man league, start 8, so this is a smaller league. If someone on the other side has a T. Higgins, a Tyreek Hill in their flex option, or just a big player in their flex, I think you might have to start Terry.
I'm gonna say Bucky here. I struggle with this, and I want Badaki to be right. I want everyone to be right who is saying that things will be different. But I'm conflicted, considering the lack of weapons we have to think about outside of Terry McLaurin. And it's funny because I am facing Jaden Daniels in that league, by the way, and I have Terry McLaurin. So I'm kind of like, if Terry busts, is it okay? I don't know. But it's funny because he has Higgins. I have Joe Burrow. I don't know whether I'm starting him yet. But anyway, I think I'm going to go Bucky there. They Fear Mike here with the super chat. Okay, it's Vikings Bills as the first question. And let me just double check that.
Bills plays in New England.
Yeah, Bills is probably the best answer there. Vikings against the Seahawks. I'm going to agree with you there. We'll go Bills. Hawk Strange.
Once again, if it wasn't for the weather, I would go TJ Hawkinson, but I'm gonna go Strange.
Yeah, I mean, Strange has real bust potential. I think he's a fantastic spot start, but I don't think it should surprise any of us if he goes out there and has a 2-point day. I think that's a very realistic possibility.
100%.
So I think I would still lean Hawkinson just based off of historically who he is as a player, but I can recognize Strange could be the better play. Then Kendre, Spears, Amir. If Pollard doesn't play, it's definitely Spears. Let me double check because I haven't seen any update on that. Questionable to play still, so we don't have an answer for you yet. But if Pollard does play, I think Amir is the one for upside.
100%. I'm there with you.
Yeah.
I am right there with you. Whoa, it's Kevin. Appreciate you. Now, 1 quarterback, 12 teams, start 8. at the flex option, he is considering lots of names here. Patrick Taylor. I think it's for me. This is Patrick Taylor. If he is going to be the starting running back with that report potentially coming through.
Yeah, I think I agree.
And let's just say that report doesn't come through, and you just don't know. Yeah. So if you just don't know, or if they haven't really been clear about it, or if a report comes out saying, you know what, he's splitting carries.
I think Strange is the better play in a PPR if that's the case. Based off upside, based off two unknowns with upside.
I was gonna say McMillan for me.
I do love McMillan. You know, I love me some Jalen.
Yeah, playing the Bucks. I think the Bucks have been, not the Bucks, but the Cowboys have been competitive. Like, they haven't been out of games. You know, they definitely fight and score, and I think that's what's going to continue to happen here. And it's at Dallas. It's in the dome, so no weather concerns. If Patrick is not the answer, I would go McMillan.
Yes, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. You might have to start him if Tyreek doesn't play. We'll still need to monitor that anyway. But yeah, how about Jalen, man? How about Jalen becoming a legit option in fantasy football? I am thrilled to see that. All right, Mark Codit is the next one. It's a super message. Full PPR, McMillan or Taylor? Wow.
There you go.
That's
there
hilarious.
You go. Well, you have that answer. Once again, you just need more context from Patrick Taylor and the 49ers.
In case they weren't here, go ahead.
Like?
Yeah. In case they weren't here, they get sent a message or something.
What's that workload going to look like? For me, it would be Patrick Taylor if we do get that tweet, that message, that report saying that Patrick Taylor is going to be the lead back for the 49ers this week. If there's a tweet that does come out or a report that does come out saying he's going to be splitting carries, I would go McMillan. I said this in the last question. What McMillan's been doing the past couple of weeks has been great. The Cowboys have been competitive, and I don't think it's just going to be a blowout. I think it's going to be a back and forth game, and McMillan most likely is going to be seeing some of those opportunities.
Yes, agreed. I'm gonna agree with Badaki there. Happy Emo here. What's up? Says debating flexing Terry or Taylor. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you as well.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Okay, so at running back, you can't sit Jahmyr Gibbs. At RB2, you can't sit Chase Brown. At wide receiver, okay, I personally trust Higgins and JSN more than I trust Terry this week. But let's see if the flex is going to change our minds here. At the flex spot, I know I'd start Bucky over Terry and Jonathan Taylor, but how about this last flex? Would you start JT or Terry McLaurin? JT's been disappointing as well, so.
Yeah, JT has been disappointing. I would just go Terry. I would still start JSN, so I'm with you there, but I think I still want to start Terry over JT.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you there. All right, we're on the same page.
Not ideal.
Antonio, what's up, man? Baker Mayfield here, Brees, Chuba. I'm gonna start Ken Walker over Brees for sure. Mike Evans, Lamb, Kittle, and then at your flex spot, super interesting question here with Brees, Mooney, Addison. I don't think that you can start. Sorry, someone's spamming. I mean, that's I've never understood it. It's a last stream. I don't care if you don't like to hear it. If you're spamming a question, what goes through your head? What makes you think that that's going to get your question answered? All right, it's the last stream of the year. I'll take my filters off. What could possibly mean? Like, oh my gosh, don't get me started. Anyway, you're in timeout like a little kid. Had to sit you in the corner. Wait your turn, Billy. Go ahead. What do you think here between Brees, Darnell, and Jordan Addison? What do you think?
Well, to really break it down for you, you can't start Darnell because of Michael Penix. I'm not confident starting Jordan Addison or anyone in that game unless it's a running back because of the weather. 90% chance of rain. I don't know if I'm confident starting Breece Hall, but I feel like he is just your best option. That's how I feel.
I still lean Addison there myself, unless the wind is a big problem. But I can understand it.
Sunshine, rain is Jordan Addison every day. You know, like I'm there with you. I just don't know what that's going to look like. And does he have time? When do the Jets play? the Jets play in the first slate of games, and so does the Falcons. So you're going to have to make the decision and just live with it.
Yeah, I would go Addison unless the wind is also a huge factor. If it's just rain, I'll still go Addison. But it's a close call. All right, Van Gliders here says, need some advice at flex. Thanks. They got Jalen Hurts. They've got James Cook, Chase Brown, T. Higgins, Puka Nacua, Pat Fryermuth, and then in their flex option, they've got Jonathan Taylor, Brian Thomas, JSN as our top options there.
Once again, every single time is JSN. I'm just not sure once again how I can trust. So then I'm looking at Brian Thomas, who has had that hot hand the past couple games here with Mac Jones. That's
I'm gonna agree with you there. I think it is Brian Thomas.
And you're gonna have opportunity to understand what that game's gonna look like, because Brian Thomas is playing in the second slate of games. So is Jackson Smith and Jigba. You watch those games closely. You need to see what that is. And I know that's hard for a lot of people, especially this weekend, maybe traveling with family, but figure it out, I guess. That's what we would do.
Yeah. All right. Appreciate you, Van Gliders. Very kind of you, man. Thanks for the donations here. I think that is all the questions through the site. It is. Look, if you're watching this and you do want to get a question in, it's not too late. You can still prioritize your question through our website. I'll put a link in the chat for you. No obligation to do so. We will come over to YouTube now. We do have some super chats. This is our last live stream of the year. By the way, you can still ask questions through our website. I'll be answering them still in week 17. But yeah, we won't be live to answer them. Fernando is the first super chat.
Yeah, it says, please help PPR one quarterback, Goff or Darnold. I'm going to go Jared Goff based off the weather.
I would go Sam Darnold unless the weather includes heavy winds.
At the running back, Rico, Tracy, Miller, pick 2. This is going to be Tracy and Rico for me.
Yep. Wide receiver pick 3. I'm going to go Puka, St. Brown, and Addison.
And for me, it would be McMillan.
Okay. Eric, what's up, Eric? Start 2, wide receiver flex. Yeah, gotta start Johnny Smith, so he'll be my flex. And then between Shakir and Jacoby, I think I trust Jacoby more with Aiden O'Connell now.
Yeah, I'm there with you.
All right.
Right there with you.
The Argonite, I think, says Adunze or McMillan. Let's start there.
McMillan.
I feel like McMillan's built up more trust than Adunze has.
I agree.
There's also just less weapons to worry about. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Jalen McMillan. I was just double checking my rankings there. But yeah, we're on the same page.
And then Tracy or Abdullah. I'm gonna go Tracy.
Yeah, I'll agree with you there, Tracy, as well.
Okay. Stocks, he says Miller, Njoku, Malik if both Hill and Waddle are out. So Malik Neighbors, you're going to start Malik Neighbors unless you're talking about Malik Washington. Let's just assume that's Malik Neighbors. You start Malik Neighbors.
Yeah.
Okay, which players are the safest pick? Sorry, maybe I need to read the rest of the question. Which players are safest pick, and which players have higher ceiling? Love from Turkey. Okay.
Hey, shout out to Turkey. Here's what I'll say. I think Malik Neighbors is by far the safest and has the highest ceiling. Njoku might be that answer, but without Jameis Winston, I can't say that. I think Kendre has the second safest ceiling or floor. And then Njoku. And there is a chance that it is Malik Washington for sure. And if it is Malik Washington, then in order it would be Miller, Njoku, Washington.
Agreed.
Yeah, that's how we would answer that question. TP Outdoors, is that the next one?
That is the next one.
TP Outdoors says Jennings or Terry, Kincaid or Strange. I trust Juwan Jennings more this week. I would love to say Terry, but I just trust Juwan a bit more against Miami. There's just a lot of weapons to think about for this Niners offense. It's not the same for Terry. It's very easy to get shut down, I think, for Terry McLaurin. By the way, Tony Pollard is going to play. Just got that report. But yeah, I would go Jennings there.
Okay. I'm there with you. Let's go
Okay.
Jennings, and then let's go Strange.
Yeah, we're both going to be on the same page there. We will go Strange. Hey, we did get a question through the website, so let's go there first here. And this one is from Liquid Mama. They said, I started the season 1-4. I'm about to take out the first seed. Love it. Thinking JSN, W2, and Bucky flex. So between Brock Purdy and Joe Burrow, we'll go Joe Burrow. Can't sit Kyron Williams, Amon-Ra, and then I would say yes, JSN in your wide receiver 2 spot, and then in your flex between Bucky, DJ Moore, Adam Thielen. That's a close call.
Yeah, I mean, look, once again, Liquid Mama, obviously.
Maybe DJ.
Yeah, if you're here, I've been saying this all stream. You have to pay close attention to this rain game. 90% chance of rain. If there's wind's going to be a factor, which hasn't been reported, maybe that is going to be the case. I personally would start DJ Moore, and then Bucky. But any other sunshine, no rain, it's Jackson Smith and Jigba with DJ Moore. We just don't know the context of that, which is frustrating. But you have time technically if you wanted to make that switch, right? Bucky plays on Sunday night. So if you feel confident in DJ Moore, you know you're going to start DJ Moore, and you say, you know what, let me just suss out this rain game. And if it's really crazy rain and you are not confident, then you can plug in Bucky in that, right? So that's what I would do.
Yes, I'm going to agree with Badaki there. But unless the wind is an issue, I'm going to start JSN. Tough call, though. I do love Bucky, and it's good that you're able to wait throughout the day to get that answer as well. Appreciate you big time. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and kick this guy. Sometimes 5 minutes isn't enough, so how about a 24-hour timeout for you, bud? Maybe that will help you. All right, let's go next in order. Appreciate everybody being so patient, so kind. Understanding how this process works and not putting themselves over someone else. Appreciate y'all. Edison is next. Huge fan of y'all this season. He says DJ or Devonta. I guess that's DJ Moore, and that's where I would go with DJ Moore.
Yep, I completely agree. Next one we have here is from Xander. So that started Sutton and Joe Mixon. Okay, Sutton was definitely disappointment. Joe Mixon disappointment.
Yeah.
Should I start Aaron Jones, Jerome Ford, Tracy, or Patrick Taylor in full PPR? Opponent has Jettas, Luka, and T. Puka and T. Okay. I would go Aaron Jones here.
Yeah, I agree, and I hate to say it, Xander, but I hope Aaron Jones busts because I'm playing him against him. But I think he is the best option.
Agreed.
There with the names that you mentioned. And I do wish you the best of luck, although I am selfishly hoping that it's not a good game for Aaron. By the way, Liquid Mama did come back and said, I have Auten and Strange for tight end, so have to go Strange. Yeah, Strange is... we would, honestly, even if Auten was healthy, we would say Strange. So yeah, maybe that brings you some comfort. Kicks, what's up? Patrick Taylor, Tyrone Tracy, or McMillan for the flex spot. I feel like Tracy is the safest play here.
Gotta call on Tyrone.
Although I would say McMillan probably has the highest ceiling, but I think Tracy's the safest play overall.
I completely agree.
Yeah. Okay, on the same page there.
Drippy.
What's up, Drippy?
Full PPR, playoffs, Kenneth Walker, Pollard, or Dre. Okay, if we had to choose one, it's going to be Kenneth Walker. If we had to choose two running backs in this lineup, Kenneth Walker and Tony Pollard. Jay has said Thielen or Pollard at the flex. Okay, well, this is the second part of the question. Jason, Thielen, or Pollard. For me, this would be Tony Pollard.
JSN pretty comfortably for me, regardless of weather.
Hunter Henry or Okonkwo would be Hunter Henry.
Yes, but it is really interesting to see how they're starting to use Okonkwo. Which we've always thought he's a very talented player.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think we can rely on it yet. So I'm gonna agree with you, Hunter Henry. But yeah, I would confidently say Jason, just because. Yeah, I get the rain, but Jason's used more around the line of scrimmage. A lot of his targets are there. He is used down the field too, but I just think it's less of a concern for me than like an Addison, who is getting a lot of deep opportunities.
Which I understand. I completely
Colin
understand
Smith
that.
here, half PPR pick 2, Hawk, Strange, or Ridley. I'm gonna go with both of the tight ends.
Yeah. I still feel okay with Ridley.
Okay.
But I'll rock with you there.
Yeah, Ridley. There was the footballers, I think, did this recently where they talked about like the percentage of people who have busted this year, and he's like one of the highest as far as like a top 10 round pick, if that makes sense.
Sure.
Yeah, it's weird because there are certain days he's on, and certain days it's just no matter how bad the offense is, he just doesn't get opportunities. Anyway, Taron is the next one. Half PPR, Terry or Drake, and then Kyler or Mac. I would be starting Drake over Terry personally.
I agree. I would start Drake over Terry as well.
I am going to start Kyler still. I get the concern,
Agreed.
I get the question, but yeah, I'd still go Kyler Murray there. It's a good matchup for him as well.
I completely agree.
Yeah, I know he's busted in good matchups, but I mean, Mac Jones has a floor of like 2 points. Kyler Murray has a floor of like 8 to 12. So
Yeah.
I think even floor is safer in his face. Saying to my face with the next donation here says,
to my face.
half PPR, should I start Ridley, Tracy, or Marvin Harrison Jr.? Wow. I'm between Tracy and Marvin.
And Marvin.
Half makes me lean Tracy.
Yeah, I agree. Happy PR does make me lean Tracy. You kind of hope that he finds the end zone. He didn't see that last time, but also the opportunities on the ground with Marvin and the PPR doesn't really benefit that much. So I would agree with you. Quentin, Marvin Harrison or Miller? I'm going to go Marvin Harrison here.
I agree. Kendre would be, I would actually like, so for example, if you swap Kendre and Amir Abdullah on different teams and you put Kendre Miller on the Raiders versus the Jags, I'd probably say Kendre Miller here. But the fact is that the Saints have no starting quarterback. They're on their third string quarterback now. They have no Chris Olave, no Rashid Shaheed. The offense is probably going to struggle to move the ball, although Kendre is a very good player. I'm going to trust Marvin there a little bit more.
Yeah,
Miranda's
I
next.
agree.
Pick one at flex. Pollard, Taylor, and Madison. I do like Pollard's matchup, and I think that's where I'm going to go ultimately.
I agree. Manny G. Quarterback 1, Darnold, or should I go Rodgers or AR-15? Adams, wide receiver 1.
This is Darnold for me. All those weapons.
I'm just not in love with the options here.
His Anthony plays the Titans. But yeah, I'm still gonna go Darnold.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Darnold as well. I don't love the options. I've been saying to sit everyone in this rain game outside of the running backs. I would just say this: if it gets to a point where, well, actually, once again, both of these teams play in the early slate games, so you're gonna have to make the decision sooner rather than later.
No, don't the Seahawks play afternoon? I'm pretty sure they play afternoon.
No, they do, but Rodgers and AR-15 play early slate, so he either has to choose one of those guys or just start Darnold. If I had to choose one, if you are concerned about weather, Manny, I would personally go Anthony Richardson.
Tough call.
It is a tough one.
Big homie, what's up? Jawan Jennings, Myers, Devonta Smith, Aaron Jones, Ken Walker, Bucky Irving, St. Brown, pick 2. A wide receiver, a running back, and a flex. Two wide receivers, one running back, and a flex. Two wide receivers for me would be Jawan Jennings. And then I'd probably go, I think Devonta Smith. I think it should be a competitive game.
I'm there with you.
Then at running back, I would
Pick
probably trust Bucky over everyone else here. As crazy as that sounds, I just like the matchup a little bit better, like the sound of the matchup in a dome. Walker's got a bad matchup. Aaron Jones should be fine, but I think I lean Bucky there. And then I just saw St. Brown. Sorry. So it actually has to be Juwan Jennings and St. Brown. My bad. Juwan Jennings, St. Brown at the end there kind of threw me off. Okay. Juwan Jennings, St. Brown, Bucky. And then at the flex spot, I believe the best option is between Devonta Smith and Aaron Jones.
I'll go Devonta Smith.
And Devonta Smith sounds fine to me too. It's a tough call there. Real toss up. It's
real toss up.
Yeah.
It's a tough one. Edison. Zach over Mason in the playoffs, by the way. Patrick. Zach over Mason, like you. I love that. I'm rooting for Zach in the playoffs for sure.
I gotta get there first, man. Not a fantastic start. So let's hope that Mike Evans has a huge day. But
Patrick Taylor or
Jerome
Ford?
I'm gonna
go Patrick Taylor.
Yeah. Better offense to be part of, both backup quality players. Chris Matthews says Penix or Rush. I think Rush. I mean, I like that matchup a little bit more.
I agree.
And we've already seen consistency from him. Penix totally could come out the gate smashing, but we just don't know that yet.
I completely agree.
Desmond Deshay says Strange or Rashad White. Wow. That's
well, Bucky's going to
more difficult ones I've seen this today.
I will go Rashad White.
You're going Rashad.
I just know that he's going to get half of that workload, even with Bucky there. Hopefully he gets a touchdown. Maybe he gets passing opportunities. Maybe you're probably just happy with just 8 to 10 points. I think you have to just lower your expectation when it comes onto these guys and not hope for a 20-plus bomb.
Yeah. All right. Sorry, wife was calling me. Just letting her know that I'm streaming. Text me if she needs anything. So, yeah, those are all the questions for right now. Again, this is the last stream of the year. And the reason is because Badaki and I, out of the entire year, we only scheduled 2 weeks off out of the entire year. And those 2 weeks are Christmas and New Year. So we will not be making content next week. You can still ask us questions through the website, but we will not be live. We will not be making content. We'll be with our families. And obviously prioritizing them and our own happiness, which is good.
Own happiness. Nice little reset, which is great.
Yeah, and then we'll be over on the Dynasty channel, Dynastyland Football, for the majority of the offseason in January onwards. But you can still ask a question to the website, no obligation. We do have some super chats here still. Naptown is the next super chat, and they say Brian Thomas Jr. or Neighbors this week.
I'm going Malik.
Yeah. It's going to be Drew Lock starting.
Yep.
It's a tough one, man. I mean, yeah, I'm going to agree with you. I'll go Malik too. That's a tough one.
Malik.
Akshay here with the super chat says full PPR, pick one wide receiver, one flex, one quarterback. Can't sit Josh Allen. At wide receiver, I'm going to go with Cooper Kupp there still. I don't care that he busted last week personally. If you look at his season overall, it's still been a very good season.
Agreed.
And then I don't think you can sit Josh Jacobs.
Josh Jacobs. 100%.
Not versus Saints. He should, if you're facing Josh Jacobs, I'm sorry, I hope it doesn't go this way, but he should advance a lot of people into the next round of the playoffs.
No question. No question.
Don't know how much they're even going to need to throw, to be honest. We did just get a question through the website. And this one is from No More CDTD. Bo Nix, they already started, which was a good day for him. At running back, hopefully you didn't start Najee. You probably didn't if you're asking this question. But do you have a strong conviction here between... I think you're deciding between Brian, Tyrone, and Patrick.
Yeah, 100%. I I want to go. I want to go Tyrone, but I find it hard to sit Patrick if we know 100% he's going to be the guy.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. That's how
And
I feel right now.
I don't think that's crazy. I think I lean Tyrone. So you're
Yeah.
Patrick over Brian, which makes sense because Brian's
Yeah.
matchup is terrible. But I think I'm going to lean Tyrone Tracy. Again, just there's been more evidence throughout the entire season. You know, that's just where I lean, and that's my rationale behind it. But it's so close. It really is. They've got Lamb, McConkey, Hawkinson, Brian Thomas, and in their flex spot, well, let's go ahead and put in Patrick Taylor anyway.
Patrick Taylor. Yeah.
So we don't even need to have that debate. Good luck, No More CD. Good luck to you. Best of luck. Hope it works out. Again, if you're watching this, it is not too late to prioritize your question through our website. Anytime there's a question submitted there, we will prioritize it over the rest. No obligation, obviously. And of course, you get your super chats in here as well. Akshay's here. By the way, Liquid Mama says, I wish you guys some relaxing family time and a safe new year. Thank you for an amazing season. Appreciate you.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Fun. And again, you know, next week, if you do need to ask questions, you guys can still reach us on the website. We won't be live, but we'll reply there. You know, if you do need some help. Akshay is here with the super chat, and he says Laporta over Bowers this week. I'm pretty confidently saying Brock Bowers.
Bowers. Completely agree.
Aiden O'Connell's back. It's one of the best matchups for tight ends against the Jags.
Crazy
yeah.
matchup, to be honest.
I
Crazy.
want Bowers to bust. I want him to bust his pants off, but
Not season ending, just a concussion. Just a
yeah,
concussion.
just
That's all you
concussion
want.
protocol.
Hey, you got hit too hard, your ribs hurt. Maybe you're just questionable to come in. I get it.
Just a little concussion protocol. That's all I'm asking. I'm not asking
You know?
for the guy's life.
Maybe he got food poisoning. Maybe he's eating dinner right now.
Yeah.
And whatever he's eating is gonna make him throw up for the whole day that he can't play the game.
I'm
That's
all right
what
with
you're
that.
believing for.
And I'm all right with that. It's a joke, obviously. Oh, actually, it's not a joke. I actually am okay with that. All right, so there are no more super chats. There are no more website questions. Of course, if we see any, then we will go to them. But what we'll do now is, you know, it is our last stream of the year. So normally we do 5 questions at the end at random. But let's do 10 questions at the end at random.
Free.
We'll go,
Free 99.
We'll go 10 here. Of course, you know, Super Chat's website is available if you want to prioritize your questions here. But 10 questions to end the stream. And let's start with Trainer Rocco, who says Patrick or Miller. We're going to go Patrick there.
Patrick.
In fact, we actually answered a question, I think 3 questions that were similar to that in the last 10 minutes where people had Patrick and Kendre. And we said Patrick, but yes, again, Patrick would be our answer.
Yeah, agreed.
That's 1 out of 10. Justin is next here. Let's go, Justin. Devonta Smith, DK, or Jerry Jeudy? This would be Jerry Jeudy, man. It would be if there was, you know, any quarterback you could rely on. But without the quarterback, I'm going to go Devonta Smith there.
Devonta Smith there. I completely agree. 2 out of 10.
All right, that is 2 out of 10. By the way, WG says better Christmas gift, land or flock subscription. Merry Christmas, gents. I mean, we have our own biases. Of course, we think ours is better. And you do get the what is it? The team playbook as well, which I don't have the promo here. So there's no point in me. Oh, actually, I do. You do get the team playbook when you become a yearly Mother Flocker member with the promo code LAND, both for Dynasty and Redraft leagues. So yeah, we got our own biases.
Yeah, we got a lot. We got a lot coming out. The rookie report as well coming out here in the next couple of days.
A 2025 rookie report.
Yeah,
What's that
2025
in-
rookie report.
I think tomorrow. That'll come out tomorrow, right?
Monday for them.
Okay, sorry. So 2 days from now.
And 2 days from now. Yeah.
All right, so let's go to question 3 out of 10 to end the stream here, the last stream of the year. Appreciate you, Bus Soxer, by the way, very kind. And let's go. Try and find people we haven't talked to much. Let's do Felix, AJ Brown, or Chuba. I mean, with all due respect, we would never say AJ Brown. We said that last week as well, and that's probably going to be our answer still.
That's right. AJ Brown, 3 out of 5.
CMC says Mixon let him down. Mixon didn't let you down, my friend. The Texans play callers let you down. He was looking great. Let's go 4 out of 5 here. El Cubano, Strange versus Kraft versus Kincaid. This is very easily Strange for me.
Agreed.
You know, given the target share we saw from him. Kraft is interesting, but with the, potential domination of the Saints, I don't think I want to trust it.
Fair for domination.
That is 3 out of 10.
That
Let's
was
go.
4 out of 10. That was
4 out of 10. All right. Let's go to Abad, who says full PPR flex McMillan, Spears, Taylor, Kendre, or Dobbs.
Full PPR.
This is between McMillan and Patrick Taylor for me.
Patrick Taylor. I agree. What do you need?
McMillan is far safer. Yeah.
Yeah. What you need, and I will go McMillan. Still confident in that matchup and the opportunities he's going to be getting.
It's a tough call, though. All right. That was 5 out of 10. Why don't you choose one?
Okay, 5 out of 10. How about...
So this is 6.
Yeah, this is 6. What
Appreciate
about
you,
Tony?
Sir.
Tony Locke.
Yeah, Tony Locke. Let's go Tony.
Reed or Jameson Williams?
Oh boy. I'm gonna go J-Mo. Yeah. Weather could be bad in Green Bay. It's looking like it'll clear up, but I just don't know how much they're gonna need Reed. So unless it happens in the first half, I don't know that.
I saw a report that every single time Jordan Love plays in Green Bay, he throws 2 touchdowns. So I'm just hoping one of them goes to Reed.
Hunter Baldwin says, thanks so much. You guys have helped me this year. I have a 71% chance to win the championship. Congratulations, Hunter. That's awesome.
Hey, man, that's awesome.
Cubano says, thanks, fellas. Hoping to beat the #1 seed using the video and all season. Appreciate you, man. Let's go Amy here with our 7th question of our 10 free to end the stream. Amy says, Malik Washington or Ray, who already has good rapport with Penix. I'm in first in a 16-man. All right, this is a tough one. Amy, if we're honest with you, I think if anyone's answering this question with confidence, I think they're lying to your face. So let's start there. Don't know for sure. There's so many different scenarios that could play out here. Waddle's probably not going to play. Malik probably takes his spot, but we've seen Waddle himself bust. As far as Ray Davis goes, sure, they could have chemistry with Michael Penix, Ray McLeod, but you're also relying on Michael Penix to be good from day one, and that's possible, but doesn't always happen for rookies. So I would lean Malik Washington here. We saw him last week in place of Waddle get 6 targets. That's where I lean. It's possible that Penix looks worse than Cousins in his first start. It's possible.
Well, I'm on the opposite side here because I'm gonna go Ray. I think where Ray likes to play, he plays in the slot. Darnum, when he came out, that report seemed like it was been actually difficult to get in sync with Michael Penix Jr. And this is a perfect matchup for Michael Penix to get the passing game where Raheem Morris wants this to be, because that's exactly, they're playing the Giants. Our secondary is terrible. We have so many players injured. I'm a Giants fan. I understand. I know this. Not saying Michael Penix is going to come out the guns blazing, but I feel like Ray McLeod could potentially give you 6, 7, 8 points. And that's probably what you have to be expecting, Amy. You can't expect 10. Hell, I don't think you should expect 10 to 12 points. 6, 7, 8 points. You're happy with that. And I think that's what you're going to be getting from either of these guys. Yeah, I'm just going to go Ray.
Yep. What's up, Hunter? This will be, I think, 8. He says, is Tyreek playing? If not, would you start Jawan, Malik Washington, or Jawan? We'd start Jawan Jennings, yeah. Would be Jawan Jennings pretty easily there. What's up, Chris? Says Purdy, Love combined to even out Lamar Mahomes. I don't know. I don't feel good about Love this week, to be honest. I just don't know how needed Jordan Love is against the Saints, a completely depleted Saints team who is getting dominated on the ground every week. I think it's a huge Josh Jacobs game, but I could be wrong.
I hope not. I need a 30 bomb from him.
But yeah, I'm not sure they can even out, but it's a possibility. And this will be the last question. I mean, mixed by saves, I'll say real quick. We'd say Pollard. We're not going to start Christian Watson over Pollard. That's an easy one. I see he keeps putting it in there. So, and then the last one, I'm gonna let you choose the last one of the year. The last question we answer this year.
The last question of the year. You know what? Let's go with actually Jimmy T. I know Jimmy T's been with us for a minute. He just submitted his question. To start one, JSN, Hill, or Wilson. Wilson, as in which Wilson is this?
I'm assuming Garrett.
Okay, yes. I don't know why I was blanking there. Once again, it's JSN all the time, but I feel like Garrett Wilson is where I would be going here.
I'm
concerned about that weather. I really am.
I can understand. I'm not really that concerned with JSN's specific role with that weather. The only reason I would be concerned is if the wind is also a huge factor in that game. And JSN playing out of the slot, yes, he stretches the field, but he gets a lot of stuff at the line of scrimmage, a lot of layups, and I don't have that many concerns. But any one of these guys could outscore the other. I'll just lean JSN for what he's done all season, unless the weather's bad, and then I would lean Wilson.
Yeah, I don't think any of these guys are the wrong answer, to be honest. I think it's what you need, Jimmy. Yeah. Think about what you need, because Hill can get you 10 points, Wilson can get you 10 points, but so can JSN. So do you just need 10 points? Then maybe you can start any one of these guys. But if you need a 20, 30 point because the person that you're playing just had Lamar, Derrick Henry, and they had a big player on Thursday night against the Chargers, then maybe you need to go high upside, and maybe the high upside is technically Tyreek Hill. So it's what you need.
Yeah. All right. We appreciate all of you guys. Some of you guys are answering questions. Some of you guys are asking questions again and again and again, and we've answered them. So I don't know if some of you guys are like asking a question, leaving the stream, and coming back. I don't know what you're doing, but some of you guys, you should go back. Yeah, we've already answered your questions, but
I was like 3 or 4. Yeah, I'm coming back to dude.
Us taking the time out of our day. No, I'm kidding. We do appreciate you guys. We appreciate you big time. Yeah, thanks for an incredible season. Very, very proud of what Badaki and I have been able to accomplish together. I actually put this over on my Instagram. It was cool to see the progress on this channel this year, the Redraft channel. We had about 28.7 thousand subscribers, which was very, very cool to see. 4 million views, almost 100,000 likes, over 5,000 shares, year 4. Absolutely awesome. Appreciate the love, appreciate the support. On the Dynasty channel this year, almost 6,000 subscribers, 1.6 million views. Absolutely incredible. And then altogether, almost 35K total subscribers across channels, almost 6 million views across channels, almost 150,000 total likes, almost 20,000 total comments, and almost 500 uploads. Very, very cool. Awesome year. And again, if you guys don't want this all to end, just so you know, it doesn't have to. Yes, Badaki and I will take a 2-week break, which we do every year for Christmas and Thanksgiving. But we will be posting content over that break on our Dynasty channel. All right, so this is your last chance to keep up with us throughout the offseason. We'll be posting content here. We'll be going live the second week of January. We'll be going live 5 times a week over there. So I'll spam that link in the chat if you want to go subscribe to our Dynasty channel and you don't want the season to end. Well, it doesn't have to end. When we come back, we can all talk about the rookie class. But outside of that, we appreciate you guys. Merry Christmas to all of you guys.
Yeah,
I'll do my
Merry
best to
Christmas,
win the
man.
Flock League, but I'm going to need a huge performance from Mike Evans. I'm going to need a huge performance from Trey McBride. And we appreciate you guys. Thanks for the love this year.
Yeah.
Anything you want to say?
No, we appreciate you. Well, yes. Yes, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for all the support. Like Zach said, we'll be on the Dynasty. A lot of new stuff coming out in the Dynasty channel and on redraft, so stay tuned for that. Some new branding coming soon, which is exciting. I've been working hard on that. The rookie draft guide is also coming out, like Zach kind of mentioned earlier as well. So we'll be here. We'll be here. We'll be in the background. We'll be listening. We'll be watching you guys. And
Sounds
love.
like we're Santa Claus right there.
we are Santa Claus.
Wow.
Just watched Red One last night. I think it was low key good movie.
I haven't seen it, but love it. Appreciate you guys. Signing off for the year. Find us on the Dynasty channel. Love.
Love.